let's talk about the utilization of Trey Lance. We've seen 6 quarters plus some sprinkling here and there. What do you think of it?
Yeah, this is really focus in on this one game in particular. I mean, and I tweeted this out early in the game. The 49ers need to figure out if they have a quarterback or if they have a running back. And that wasn't, people took that as me knocking Trey Lance, and that had nothing to do with Lance, and that had everything to do with Kyle Shanahan.
How they want to use him.
Yep, because they bring him, they utilize him as a running back, and I guess that works.
You could have done that with Steve Young when he was 21 too. It's just would have been a disservice to him and your franchise and everyone. But you could have done it. I think it's a disservice to Trey Lance. I think
Trey Lance, if you just let him play quarterback, he's going to have his ups and downs, but he's going to be better for it in the long run than what they put him through on Sunday.
What did they put him through on Sunday? Was that hazing? I feel like it's all been hazing since that first preseason game when they made him take that 4 sacks. And after the game, I was like, Kyle, preseason, what? How did it? No, this is all part of the process. Man, this is a grueling, rigorous haze. It feels like fraternity. It feels like what I was in fraternity, man, except there was no tackling. And fraternity was a non-tackle conference.
Yeah, except for they didn't make you run head on into 2 linebackers at the goal line.
No, just wall sits late at night. That was it. Wall sits. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, no, I mean that was my biggest thing with it. I just don't get it. He's so tied into this, 11 on 11 football is the only thing that I can think of, and you're missing the boat by doing that. You could run. That's kind of what I've run the same offense that you ran with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
And let the guy play, because it's going to be better, or it should be better, right? It's going to be better from a scrambling standpoint. We saw that. We saw him be able to get out of bad situations, and he had 45 yards on 4 scrambles, but really that's 45 yards on 3 because one of them was at the goal line. Yeah. Just let the guy play and play your offense the way that it is, instead of coming out with this goofball, college scheme. There's a reason why teams don't do it in the NFL.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but when we were trying to interpret them trading up to 3, like the fact that they moved up to 3 for Lance as opposed to staying at 12 and maybe waiting for Fields, or moving up 1 for Fields, is that Lance came from a pro style offense. Lance was under center in college. Lance did play action in college. Lance can actually do the 49ers offense, as opposed to Fields, who would, from a spread offense, would probably need to be integrated into a spread offense first, kind of like Kyler Murray and Robert Griffin. That's the only thing that made sense to me, because if they wanted to do this with Trey Lance, you could have just stayed at 11 and 12 and taken Fields. Really, and Fields might even be better at that style of offense right now than Trey Lance. Where is the play action? Where is the Jimmy Garoppolo offense? I think Trey Lance can do it, just with some more downfield stuff off play action and more pocket movement. It doesn't have to change that much. CJ, use the CJ Beathard offense, the CJ offense. Do it for Lance.
That's a good one, because we saw that last year, where it's pretty much the same thing with like what
more pocket movement, just
a little bit of movement from there. They had like 1 or 2 designed runs for CJ in that last game last year. That's way better than what they did. You
beat Arizona with CJ, and then you have a guy who's legitimately a better athlete than CJ, and you call some other thing like he can't do the CJ offense, dude. Sorry, get worked up.
No, it's easy to get worked up, but I get worked up when I look at this game too. I mean,
because we know he has the answers. You give him to CJ.
Sure.
CJ looked good last year, those last 2 games, and you can't do that for freaking Lance or Jimmy, really.
If you go back and you watch all of his stuff at North Dakota State, really what they did was they ran North Dakota State offense, but a little bit more of the running stuff with Lance, right? Lance, I know the stuff with Lance being under center, that's I think a little bit overhyped, because he did that, but a lot of he was out of the shotgun probably about half the time. Yeah. I know compared to the other guys, he was under center a whole lot more, because most college quarterbacks don't play from under center anymore.
They don't do it.
So, but still, it was just there's just no reason to be running Trey Lance 12 times in the game. And I understand that some of that's read option, what have you, but I mean, at some point you just have to run your offense. You can't. How many times are you going to call quarterback draw? I mean, Arizona figured it out in one game, what was coming late in the game.
Yeah, it's really. discouraging that whatever play he was drawing up in the plane on the way back from Justin Fields pro day was quarterback draw. Like that's it. That's it.
I
Wow.
mean, there's
Wow. I thought it was
really
going to be
nothing
play
there.
action. I thought it was going to be something really cool with play act. Like all the stuff that the Rams are doing with Stafford, where they move him a little bit and it looks like he's going to be rolling to the left, but actually he's throwing back to the right 60 yards to Deshaun Jackson. That's exactly what I thought they were going to do. I thought I saw it in camp. I thought I saw it in preseason. It's gone. It's just like that. Kaiser Sose, it's gone. And now they're running the Ohio State offense. Got me, man. You got me. I don't know, Kyle.
Yeah. I think they got off the plane and it blew out the plane door and went through the engine or something like that. Because we're not seeing anything that's we didn't see anything, at least on Sunday, that was outside the ordinary that we hadn't already seen against the Raiders this year.
Yeah. So Kyle, we would ice this to maybe just let Trey do the Jimmy offense.
Just let him play quarterback. That's all.
Yeah, the CJ offense, the CJ Beathard offense, the one that you love CJ. You used to try your best to make him look good, and you could do it. I mean, CJ, he looked great his last 2 games last year, right?
He really did. He looked okay. I mean, I would say he looked great, but at least he looked like he was able to move the ball up and down the field. Sure.
He looked like if he were on the team right now, he'd be their best quarterback right now. Can you make Trey that comfortable? Did it take 4 years with CJ to get him to that point? I don't know, man. I just watch CJ go off and have a great career. I don't know. I'm just kidding, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, exactly. Right. He's going to be terrific.
Cook, says Rico. Yeah, Rico feels the same way. I think they have a lot in common. All of Kyle's quarterbacks get hurt under his tenure. Lance getting hurt should be no surprise. Get it together, Kyle.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's a good point.
The only one that did was CJ. Well, he did, didn't he? Didn't he get hurt?
He absolutely did. And if you ask Kyle about it, he'd be like, "Well, on this play, he did this, and on this, there's no correlation. I can't find it. Sorry, I thought about it, and there's nothing I can do." Good.
Well,
all right. Well,
he said that yesterday too about the injury. Oh, quarterbacks got to get hurt whether they're running or if they're in the pocket. Well,
thanks, dude.
Yeah. I mean, the guy should learn. I mean, it was his
quarterback get hurt most likely when he's handing off. Most of the time.
Yeah, he's probably not going to get hurt when he's handing off. And if he just turned on the film and watched RG3 and went back to his days when he was at Washington, he'd realize that RG3's knee got torn up running.
It did
on a scramble.
Haloti Nada downfield. Yep. That was brutal.
So that's limit his exposure to. You and I had this conversation last week. I want to see him. I don't want to see him getting those hits, and we saw him just get pounded on Sunday.
I gotta say, one of the best quarterback scrambles I've ever seen, Kaepernick. Yeah. Why was he so good at scrambling? He never got hit. He would find these clear lanes to the sideline where he would slide and he would get 7 yards. And it's like, well, I never saw him get a really big hit ever. And I'm watching Lance. I'm like, dude, you can't do that. I mean, you can do that in 1AA football, but go back and watch how Kaepernick scrambled because he's really freaking good at it. He's really freaking good at it.
Well, that's just like, you bring up Kaepernick and think about the play at the goal line. If that's Kaepernick taking that ball and sprinting to the right side like that, you know that he's sprinting to that pylon and he's diving across the ball with his left hand out and the ball crossing the line as he passes over it, right?
Yeah.
Kaepernick
was such an elite runner. God, he got so much experience of that in college. Wow, he was good at that. Man, he was so good. The problem was they gave him the second contract and he really wasn't worth that. But as a first contract guy, He won most of the time. He was really freaking good.
Yeah.
Doesn't get enough credit for how good of a runner he was. Yeah, Trey, watch Kaepernick, man. I know you were young. Probably in elementary school back then.
Yeah, it probably was.
Middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah, middle school. Never got hit. Russell Wilson, too, very rarely gets hit scrambling. Slides, gets out of bounds. That's you. That's what you want to do, Lance.